Greetings and salutations. Movie Watcher 123 here, and for this live stream, we are going to be talking about the best and worst movies. That's right, the best and worst movies. That's what we're going to talk about for today's live stream. Once my friends join in, we will begin. Okay. Oh, hang on a sec. Ah, hello, Douglas. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you here. All right. I'm going to put down the first movie we're going to talk about. Just a minute. Oh, thanks. All right. Just a minute. Okay, here's the first one. The Towering Inferno. Now, in this movie, this came out in 1974 by 20th Century Fox, I believe. And this centers around a fire that starts on the 81st floor of the city's tallest building in San Francisco. What happened was is that faulty wiring has caused an undetected fire, trapping the city's most prominent citizens on the top floor, and the fire department has mere moments to save all those people or else they're going to die. Now, this movie came out in 1974, and by the looks of it, it's one of the most best disaster movies of all time. So, the San Francisco Fire Department has only mere moments to save all those people because that fire that started on the 81st floor is spreading way too fast. So they have to put it out by whatever means necessary. I tell you, this movie I want to get on DVD because I've heard about it, but I haven't seen the film. But no worries, I'll get it. Now, let me look for something here. Now, in this movie, Steve McQueen plays Michael O'Halloran of the San Francisco Fire Department, 5th Battalion. Paul Newman is Doug Roberts, the glass tower architect. William Holden as James Duncan, the builder. Faye Dunaway as Susan Franklin, Doug Roberts' fiancée. Fred Astaire as Harley Claiborne, the con man who flirts with Mrs. Mueller. Susan Blakely as Patty Duncan Simmons, his James Duncan's daughter. Richard Chamberlain as Roger Simmons, the electrical engineer and Duncan's son-in-law. Jennifer Jones as Lissolette Mueller. O.J. Simpson, he's in this movie too, as Harry Jernigan, the chief security officer, and the list goes on and on and on. Yes, there's a long list of actors and actresses who play in this movie. So I give this movie, I'd say, a 10 out of 10. One of the best disaster films in the 1970s. Okay. Let me put down the next movie. Next one, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Now, this is one of my favorite movies that I like to watch, and I've been seeing this since childhood. This story is around a poor but hopeful boy seeks one of the 5 coveted golden tickets that will send him on a tour of Willy Wonka's mysterious chocolate factory. So you see, when I saw this movie, the Wonka Mania was going on in Charlie's hometown, telling people that there's in the Wonka bars there's golden tickets inside, but only up to 5. So people are scrambling to find the golden tickets so they can win a tour of Willy Wonka's amazing factory. Now, Gene Wilder, he plays Willy Wonka in this movie. So yes, and this movie came out in 1971. I sure wish I can see this movie. Oh, wait a minute, I have it on DVD. Silly me. Anyway, every time I see this movie, I wish I can be in it too, because if you haven't seen the film, you should see it, because you're going to see all that candy in there. And also, Willy Wonka's workers, known as the Oompa Loompas. I don't know if you've seen this movie before, but you should watch it anyway. It's a good film. You're going to like it. Believe me, you will. So, I give this movie a 10 out of 10 also. Okay. Next one I'm going to talk about. Here's another one. Mars Attacks. Oh, you like Willy Wonka too. That's good. That makes both of us. But unfortunately, Gene Wilder, the guy who played Willy Wonka, has passed away. He died in 2016 at the age of 83. He died from Alzheimer's disease. He was a great guy, but he will be missed. Okay, next one. Mars Attacks. Now, in this movie, Earth is invaded by Martians with unbeatable weapons and a cruel sense of humor. Earth is invaded by Martians with unbeatable weapons and cruel sense of humor. Wait a minute. It says the same thing. A fleet of Martian spacecraft surrounds the world's major cities, and all of humanity waits to see if the extraterrestrial visitors have, as they claim, come in peace. U.S. President James Dale, who's played by Jack Nicholson, receives assurance from science. Here a sec. This movie came out in 1996. Now, I wasn't ready to watch this movie yet. I forgot what the rating is. I think it may be PG-13, but I'll check that out. A lot of great actors and actresses who play in this movie. Jack Nicholson, Glenn Close, Pam Grier, Annette Bening, Pierce Brosnan, Danny DeVito, Martin Short, Sarah Jessica Parker, Rod Steiger, Tom Jones, Lucas Haas, Natalie Portman, Jim Brown, Lisa Marie, Jack Black, Sylvia Sidney, Michael J. Fox. Now, if you haven't seen this movie yet, you should, or get it on DVD. A lot of great actors and actresses. Okay, I give this movie a 10 out of 10. Okay. I never get tired of this movie. But you should watch it anyway. All right. Be right back. I'm back now, and we're going to talk about the next movie. If you have any suggestions of which movie you want me to talk about, put them in the comments below. All right, here's the next one. Independence Day. One of the biggest box office hits of all time, delivers the ultimate encounter when mysterious and powerful aliens launch an all-out invasion against the human race. The spectacle begins when massive spaceships appear in Earth's skies, but wonder turns to terror as the ships blast destructive beams of fire down on cities all over the planet. Now the world's only hope lies with a determined band of survivors uniting for one last strike against the alien invaders before it's the end of mankind. And let me tell you, this is a 3-hour long movie, but I wouldn't mind watching it over and over again. Bill Pullman stars in this movie, and so does Will Smith. That's right. Will Smith is in this movie. Yep, he is. Yes, it's 3 hours long, I get it. But still, great film. This movie came out in, I think, 1996. Yep, 1996, and it's PG-13. So I give this movie a 10 out of 10. One of the greatest films of all time. Okay. And let me put down the next film. Spaceballs. This is the next movie I'm going to talk about with you guys. So here it is. The Farce is With You in this laugh-out-loud sci-fi send-up from Mel Brooks that scores 4 stars from USA Today and 8 trillion on the laugh meter. The fearless and clueless Lone Star, played by Bill Pullman, and his half-man, half-dog sidekick, Barf, played by John Candy, race against time to free Princess Vespa, played by Daphne Zuniga, from the evil clutches of Dark Helmet, played by Rick Moranis. Along the way, they meet the wise Yogurt, also played by Mel Brooks, who teaches them the mystical power of the Schwartz in order to bring peace and merchandising rights to the galaxy. Now, I just want to let you know about the actress who played Princess Vespa. That's her name right there, Daphne Zuniga. There you go. She's the actress who played Princess Vespa in the movie Spaceballs. You should watch this film. It's quite entertaining. And also, Joan Rivers played Dot Matrix. Oh, in case you're wondering, I have a fire truck as my profile pic for this live stream. Pretty cool, isn't it? It's New Haven Fire Department's Engine 4. So as for Spaceballs, I give this movie a 10 out of 10. Okay. Ah, yes, it looks cool. Thank you. Now, before I talk about the next film, I want to talk to you about this fire truck here. Won't be long. Now, this fire truck is New Haven Fire Department's Engine 4, which is a 2022 Seagrave Marauder II 1500/500. I say that for a reason. It's a cool fire truck. You know me, I like to record emergency vehicles responding every time I go out. Oh, okay. Like I said, this fire truck is a 2022 Seagrave Marauder II 1500/500. Okay. All right. Next one. Barnyard, the original party animals. Or you can call it Barnyard, whatever you choose. Anyway, about this movie, the hilarious hit movie is now on DVD. Move over, all you pretenders. Here are the original party animals, the animated gang of Barnyard. This laugh-filled adventure stars Otis, a carefree cow who spends his days singing, dancing, and playing tricks on humans, much to the dismay of his father, Ben. Wild, wacky, and utterly hilarious, here's a herd of animated pranksters that'll keep you laughing out loud. So, all Otis the cow wants to do is have fun and enjoy his carefree life, but his father, Ben, who is the farm leader, doesn't want him to. He's very strict. But unfortunately, in the film, when his father dies from his injuries after being attacked by coyotes, the only person left to be in charge was his son, Otis. So yes, Otis took over his dad's job after his death, and he fought against the coyotes with honor and pride, and they never came back again. Little does he know, the two new cows he saw on the farm, Daisy and who else was that one? Oh, Bessie, came to the farm. Daisy was pregnant with a baby, so Otis and his friends came back to the farm as fast as they could so they can see Daisy have the baby. And she did. It was a boy. One of the best films. Okay. I give that one a 10 out of 10. Let me see here. Next one. Alien. This is one of the movies starring Sigourney Weaver. Sigourney Weaver heads an exceptional cast that includes Tom Skerritt, Harry Dean Stanton, John Hurt and Ian Holm in this gripping space adventure while investigating an unidentified transmission from a desolate planet. A spaceship crew discovers a new life form that is both unstoppable and terrifying in this Oscar-winning thriller, filled with spectacular special effects and pulsating sci-fi action. So yes, this movie came out in 1979. It's rated R. So I give this movie a 10 out of 10. But like in some movies, there's always a chance that you might see some so-called chest bursters. That's right, chest bursters. Now, this is how it works, and I don't want to scare you guys, but hear me out anyway. Chest bursters emerge when a face hugger latches onto your face and injects a embryo egg through the nasal cavity, and well, it stops right in your chest area and it grows into a chest burster. Then, like Sigourney Weaver said, it's gonna burst its way through the host's rib cage, and that person's gonna die. If you haven't seen this film yet, you should watch it anyway. Just in case if you don't know what I'm talking about. I give this movie a 10 out of 10 as well. Okay. Next one. Aliens. Now, this is another movie that Sigourney Weaver played in. Sigourney Weaver returns in an Oscar-nominated performance as Ripley, the only survivor of the alien attack aboard the spaceship Nostromo. Now on a new mission, Ripley goes to a planet under siege from the same aliens she has been battling, but soon Ripley realizes she has again been double-crossed in this intense Oscar-winning thrill ride that also stars Bill Paxton, Lance Henriksen, Paul Reiser, and Michael Biehn. This movie came out in 1986, and it's also rated R. It's a good film. You should see it. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the next film, and if you have any suggestions on which movie I should talk about next, put them in the comments below. Okay, and if you wish to join me here in the studio, I've already provided the link. If you want me to provide the link again, please let me know right away. All right. Next one, 2012. This is the movie 2012 from Roland Emmerich, director of The Day After Tomorrow and Independence Day, comes the ultimate action-adventure movie, exploding with groundbreaking special effects as the world faces a catastrophe of apocalyptic proportions. Cities collapse and continents crumble. 2012 brings an end to the world and tells of the heroic struggle of the survivors. Starring John Cusack, Chiwetel Ed. Hang on a sec. I'm back, everyone. Now, about this movie 2012. From Roland Emmerich, the director of The Day After Tomorrow and Independence Day, comes the ultimate action-adventure movie, exploding with groundbreaking special effects. As the world faces a catastrophe of apocalyptic proportions, cities collapse and continents crumble, 2012 brings an end to the world and tells of the heroic struggle of the survivors. Starring John Cusack, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Amanda Peet, Danny Glover, and Woody Harrelson. Yeah, most people thought that the world's going to end in 2012, but I here to tell you that that is just a load of baloney. It's just a lie. But this film is one of the most entertaining. So I give this one a 10 out of 10. Okay, let me just do something right quick. All right. Okay. Next one, Airplane. Now, this is one of the best movies I've ever seen. Now, in this movie, after the crew becomes sick with food poisoning, a neurotic ex-fighter pilot must land a commercial airplane full of passengers safely. Now, in this movie, Robert Hayes plays Ted Stryker, and Julie Haggerty plays Elaine Dickinson, his girlfriend. So after the pilots suffered food poisoning, Ted Stryker has to safely land Trans-American Flight 209 to safety. At first, Ted Stryker was afraid to do it, but he was able to land the plane safely despite the wheels being shaken off. Wow. I'm telling you right now, this movie is one of the best. It's a comedy movie. And so all the passengers made it to safety, and Ted Stryker landed the plane. And I give this movie a 10 out of 10. Okay, next one. Next one. Airplane 2, the sequel. Now, in this movie, our favorite pilot and stewardess fly totally out of the ozone aboard the lunar shuttle that's about to self-destruct, and worst of all, they're completely out of coffee. Fasten your seatbelt. So anyway, now this is the second airplane movie starring Robert Hayes and Julie Haggerty. Now Ted Stryker has to take control of the lunar shuttle before it crashes into the sun, killing everybody on board. Now wait a minute, I just had 2 viewers here. Now they're gone? Oh god. Anyway, Ted Stryker landed the lunar shuttle safely on Alpha Beta on the moon. Now these are both comedy movies, so anything can happen. Okay. This movie came out in 1982, 2 years after Airplane, and I give this movie a 10 out of 10. All right. Next one. Starship Troopers. Now, in this movie, from the bridge of the fleet battle station Ticonderoga, with its sweeping galactic views, to the desolate terrain of planet Klendathu, teeming with shrieking, fire-spitting, brain-sucking special effects creatures, acclaimed director Paul Verhoeven crafts a dazzling epic based on Robert A. Heinlein's classic sci-fi adventure. Casper Van Dien, Dina Meyer, Denise Richards, Jake Busey, Neil Patrick Harris, Patrick Muldoon, and Michael Ironside star as the courageous soldiers who travel to the distant and desolate Klendathu system for the ultimate showdown between the species. So, in this movie, they try to stop the alien arachnids from trying to destroy humanity. So yes, at first they try to fight off the bugs, but they had to retreat because lots of soldiers were getting killed. This movie is rated R and it came out in 1997 by TriStar Pictures. So I give this movie a 10 out of 10. Oops, hang on a sec. Okay. I'm going to talk about the next movie. All right. Next one. Starship Troopers 2. Hero of the Federation. In this rapid-fire sequel to the cult favorite, the Federation's best mobile infantry unit goes back into action against the Bug Horde. But this time the Bugs are waiting for them, trapped on a remote outpost light years from the nearest reinforcements. A small group of soldiers fights an enemy smarter and more cunning than any they've ever faced. Now they must join forces with an infamous traitor to the Federation if they are to have any hope. And it's not just their lives at stake, it's the survival of the human race. If they want to live, they'll have to use their heads before the Bugs do. Academy Award winner Phil Tippett, 1993 Best Visual Effects for Jurassic Park, one of the greatest visual effects wizards in movie history, makes his directorial debut. So Phil Tippett is the director of this movie. And this movie came out in 2004, 7 years after Starship Troopers. This movie is also rated R. Okay, let's talk about the next film, shall we? Next one, Starship Troopers 3, Marauder. Now in this film, Starship Troopers 3 Marauder explodes with mind-blowing man-on-bug combat. Colonel Johnny Rico, played by Casper Van Dien, is back to lead his team on a secret mission to rescue a small group of troopers stranded on the remote planet of OM-1. Battling bugs both new and old, the new Marauder advanced weapons technology may be their only hope against a treasonous element operating within the Federation itself. As Captain Lola Beck, played by Jolene Blalock, and the rest of the Starship crew fight to survive in the harsh conditions, it begins to dawn on them that something on OM-1 is very, very wrong. This time, the Bugs have a secret weapon that could destroy humanity. Join the mobile infantry in this intergalactic action-packed adventure. So yes, this, however, is one of the best films ever made. This movie is also rated R. And it came out in 2008. So I give this movie a 10 out of 10. No doubt about that. One of the best films ever made. Okay. Next one, Jurassic Park. Experience one of the biggest films in motion picture history with director Steven Spielberg's ultimate thrill ride, Jurassic Park, featuring Academy Award-winning visual effects and groundbreaking filmmaking that has been hailed as a triumph of special effects artistry from Roger Ebert's Chicago Sun-Times. This epic film is sheer movie-making that was 65 million years in the making. Jurassic Park takes you to an amazing theme park on a remote island where dinosaurs once again roam the earth, and 5 people must battle to survive among the prehistoric predators. Starring Sam Neill, Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, and Richard Attenborough, discover the breathtaking adventure you will want to experience again and again. So this is one of the best dinosaur movies ever made, directed by Steven Spielberg. One of the best films ever made. So I give it a 10 out of 10. Okay. Next one, Jurassic Park 3. Now this is the third Jurassic Park movie of the franchise. Adventure runs wild when renowned paleontologist Dr. Alan Grant, played by Sam Neill, agrees to accompany a wealthy adventurer, played by William H. Macy, and his wife, played by Tia Liani, on an aerial tour of Isla Sorna, InGen's former breeding ground for prehistoric creatures. But when they're terrifyingly stranded, Dr. Grant discovers that his hosts are not what they seem, and the island's native inhabitants are smarter, faster, fiercer, and more brutal than he ever imagined in this heart-stomping thriller. So yes, they were about to take an aerial tour of Isla Sorna, but unfortunately they had to leave and get back on the plane. But as they were taking off, they got hit by the Spinosaurus's back spines and they crashed. So now they had to survive on the island with dinosaurs coming after them. I sure wish I was in that movie. Okay. Next one. Next one. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Now in this movie, what wonders await you in Willy Wonka's factory? Explore fields of soft, minty sugar grass in the chocolate room. Sail along the chocolate river in a pink sugar boat. Experiment with everlasting gobstoppers in the inventing room. Observe talented squirrels in the nut room and travel to the television room by a glass elevator. You'll find a lot that's funny, a little that's mysterious, and an adventure as sweet as and satisfying as a Wonka Whipple Scrumptious Fudge Mellow Delight bar. This dazzling film adapted from Roald Dahl's classic children's novel, directed by Tim Burton and starring Johnny Depp and Freddie Highmore, is your golden ticket to a world so inventive, so imaginative, you won't want to miss a delicious moment. So in this movie, Johnny Depp plays Willy Wonka. And this movie came out in, let me see here, 2005. Yep, 2005. One of the best films ever made. Okay. Let me see here. Which movie to talk about next? Okay. Hang on a sec. Okay, here's the next one. War of the Worlds. The original invasion, 1953. H.G. Wells' chilling novel of a Martian invasion of Earth becomes even more frightening in this 1952 film adaptation that's widely regarded as one of the greatest sci-fi movies of all time. An Oscar winner for Best Special Effects, The War of the Worlds delivers eye-popping thrills, laser-hot action, and unrelenting edge-of-your-seat suspense. No one who has seen the film's depiction of swan-shaped Martian machines ticking and hissing menacingly as they cut their path of destruction will ever forget their ominous impact. Yes, this is one of the best movies I've ever seen. This came out in 1953. That's why I put the year for. Okay, I'm going to talk about one more film, then I'm going to end the stream. All right. Here's the last film I'm going to talk about, Despicable Me. Now, in this film, vying for the titles of World's Greatest Villain, Gru, voiced by Steve Carell, along with his hilarious crew of mischievous minions, plot to pull off the craziest crime of the century, steal the moon. But when Gru enlists the help of three little girls, they see something in him nobody else has ever seen: the perfect dad. From executive producer Chris Meledandri of Horton Hears a Who and Ice Age, and featuring the voices of an all-star comedic cast including Jason Segel, Russell Brand, Miranda Cosgrove, and Julie Andrews. Despicable Me is rousingly funny, heartfelt, and imaginative by Pete Hammond of Box Office Magazine. So yes, Gru wanted to become the world's greatest villain of all time by stealing the moon, but then three little girls show up and try to derail his chances. So I give that movie a 10 out of 10. One of the greatest films of all time. Okay, this has been a wonderful live stream. I'm glad some people actually joined. So next Saturday, I'm going to do a live stream. And if you haven't watched my videos lately, comment on them, watch them, give them likes, and subscribe to my channel. I hope that all of you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.